Greetings, friends. Reformed Stoic here, hopefully with a short video for you tonight. I'm breaking my rules. It's like 2:30 in the morning. I'm not supposed to make videos this late at night because I'm getting ready for bedtime. And sometimes videos get me a little bit wound up before bedtime. So we're going to try to make it quick because I'm actually going to be moving the channel a little bit in a direction of getting ready to promote a song. I'm going to have a exciting song release coming up. I mean, that'll just take up one video on this channel. It's not going to be that much of an ongoing thing. We'll see. We'll play it by ear. But I just wanted to check in on the loneliness epidemic. I just got a 12-hour suspension on X because I gave somebody some instructions on what I thought that they should do. I just wanted to see somebody do a flip. That's all. It's cool to do flips, dude. Anyway, somebody was engaging in a argument with a guy about the loneliness epidemic on a tweet. And I've seen a lot of these tweets lately. I've been pointing out for a long time that there's a lot of rage bait on X. And I'm usually pretty stoic about it. How about that? People are always telling me I'm no stoic, but I'm usually pretty stoic about the rage bait on X. But there are a lot of women really going all in on this loneliness epidemic stuff. Like, the loneliness epidemic isn't big enough. It needs to expand. And they have no empathy. They have no sympathy. It's all their fault. And we're here, guys. We have arrived, and I have been very proactive throughout this entire cycle. It started out with me just being a lonely guy, struggling socially in life, and then it led to a point where actually before I found fringe communities where men talked about being lonely, I actually went straight to creating this YouTube channel, an earlier version of it that's actually still up. Channel started me just, venting because I was struggling socially, and I had been for a long time. And from there, I became aware of the community that I was just kind of instinctually making content relevant to. And eventually, over a slow organic process, I realized that I was part of a trend of men who were struggling socially and romantically. And anybody who's been a part of this movement or happening or what have you, they know that it all started by people saying it wasn't happening. Gaslighting. It started by people saying that it wasn't happening, and it's just you, it's all you, there's not other people going through this. And just trying to be brief here, I think we're all kind of aware of the many stages that this process took. It can be hard to exhaustively explain every single stage, but some statistics started to come out that were kind of in line with what a lot of men were experiencing and describing. And, people tried to deal with those statistics as they came out. It's like, oh, well, that's one study, and that's a bad study, and that's not a good source. This is fake news. These aren't reputable websites. And eventually, it just got to a point maybe a few years ago. And I think some of the cope has been like, oh, well, that was because of the lockdowns. And it's just temporary. But things have not gone back to normal. This is what a lot of people are calling the new normal. And eventually, in the face of overwhelming statistics that a majority of men are suffering, these people who have been on this gaslighting crusade for upwards of 5 years to a decade or more, they just, on the drop of a hat, okay, well, fuck you, you deserve to be alone. of course, not acknowledging that they have been wrong for the last 10 years. They just, at the drop of the hat, mask off. We're here, guys. We're at the final stages. You were right the entire time. You weren't crazy. You're not mentally ill. You weren't, like, you're not off. There's nothing wrong with your senses. You're not over emotional. You don't think too much. There's actually really nothing wrong with you at all. This has been a lot of what the message on my channel is. You don't need to self-improve. You don't need to try hard. You don't need to do hustle culture. You don't need to improve yourself. You don't need to change your attitude. You don't need to change your mindset. You don't need to do any of that shit. You're not the problem, dude. These kind of people are why you're alone. These kind of people are why there is a loneliness epidemic. It means that you're just a good person, bro. This is the separating of the wheat and the chaff. There are kind-hearted, empathetic people who, to the narcissists and the psychopaths, dark triad, they don't have, like, feelings like you do. You just appear to be weak to them. They think that you're weak, and that's pretty much it. Your emotions, your ability to do what Christ told everybody to do, comes off to them as weak. And it gets really confusing because there's a lot of people in church LARPing and pretending that they're Christians, but they're not. They don't do anything that Jesus taught, and they treat people like garbage, and they have big narcissistic smiles that I've recognized it since I was a child. I've recognized this behavior since I was a child, and it's good news, actually. The fact that, oh, we're here, like these people who have been telling you that you're wrong for 15 years, they've basically admitted that they're wrong the entire time. And they just have a big narcissistic smile and, well, you deserve to be unhappy, and I don't feel sorry for you, and you're not a victim, and take accountability, and a lot of stuff that I already explained in my last video about awakening. Well, they're having their own kind of awakening. They're realizing that, well, they're not realizing anything. They're not really pretending to be good people anymore. They're not really pretending to be morally superior. I mean, they're trying in their own way. I think some of these people have just completely undeveloped prefrontal cortexes, and it's actually disturbing to witness. Now, this is being inflated by bots and AI, and there's a lot of rage bait out there. There's probably some like foreign demoralization companies trying to inflate this as a means of attacking Western civilization, because obviously it's not good that the majority of men are lonely and that they're struggling. It's not evolution. This is not how it was for the majority of history. It's actually like a sign of like really, really, really bad times and maybe like a coming collapse. I just figured I'd level with you for a second and take off the MOGGY shades. No, it's not evolution. It's not good. It's actually like bad for the economy, and it's actually bad for everything. And anybody who tries to defend it or say that it's justified is actually a complete fucking lunatic wacko. But this is where we're at, guys. It is time to rejoice. Jesus said to always be rejoicing. You were always right. It makes sense that you were alone. It makes sense that you're isolated. You're not isolated because you didn't do this big laundry list of things. No, you're isolated because you're one of the good people. You're isolated because you're a fucking real one. And all these people who gaslight you for 15 years, and then now they're saying, oh, well, actually, you just fuck you. Yeah, these people are nuts, dude. I don't know if it's something in the water. I don't know what it is. I don't know why so many people are fucking evil. It's like biblical. It's like biblical shit, okay? It's biblical shit. And I definitely picked up on it pretty much ever since I was a kid. And, you know, when I try to tell my life story, people are like, oh, you're bullied because you're a loser. It's like, well, bullying is not so black and white, dude. It's not like you're weak and they're strong. and they bully you because they're better than you. And I mean, that's how a lot of people try to look at the world. What I'm noticing is that's how like a lot of women look at the world. Apparently, there's a lot of very, very, very masculine sounding women on the internet. Keep cool, baby. Keep cool. We already got banned from X. Let's not get banned here. Yeah, guys. So this is why you were alone. Because you probably were able to pick up on the fact that a lot of people are just cruel and unusual. A lot of things about our modern society are cruel and unusual. I have a long history of appealing to television and media and music. The music is mean. The TV shows are mean. Like, it's funny in a Seth Rogen movie when the guys, like, rag on each other. Or like 40-Year-Old Virgin. You know when they're playing video games and 40-Year-Old Virgin, they're calling each other names. It's funny in those movies. In real life, those people are all millionaires. And like, they have no reason to be bitter about their fictional role in the movie. But in your friend group, people kind of maybe tried to be like that. You know, they tried to like emulate a Seth Rogen movie. Or the 40-Year-Old Virgin. And it just like kind of wasn't funny. You know? It wasn't really funny. Because they're not really funny, and it wasn't really coming from a place of, like, having fun. It was actually coming from a place of, like, your friends fucking suck. And they weren't just giving you a hard time, and you weren't really where you wanted to be in life, so it wasn't really, like, funny to you, you know? And they kept doing it, and I'll tell you what, I mean, I do see a lot of wisdom on X. I see people on X saying, like, I really felt this one. I really fucking feel it. I see people say this all the time now. Be careful about people who low-key disrespect you often and try to play it off like they're joking. They have some more of like a concise, slick way to say it, but that's the gist of it. Watch out for friends who regularly disrespect you and try to play it off like they're joking. I really, really felt that, man. Because I dealt with a lot of that. I dealt with a fucking lot of that, man. It's one thing when you're like little kids. But then I had the friends who I had like at the end of high school and in my early 20s. Like, you know, we're starting to become like whole-ass adults in our early 20s. And the thing is like people are like, oh, you know, you got bullied because you're weak. And it's like, no, there was a transitionary period where it's like, you know what, dude? Like, I don't really need to take this shit. I actually never really needed to take this shit. You're trying to, like, play this role like you're better than me. And I think other people around, like, see people, like, starting to try to diss me. And they're like, nah, dude, like, I think Jake's fucking cooler than you are, bro. But people were trying to, like, put on this fucking act, like, they're so much cooler than me, and what happened was I started to call it out, and it's like, oh, you say this about me? Well, here's what I think about you, and, like, it was funny when it was about me, and I took it too personally, but when it was about them, it wasn't funny, and, whoa, you're getting serious, dude, and you're an asshole, and he's completely unhinged, and I've already been over that a lot of times, and it's just like, bro, these fucking creatures, these narcissists, dark triad, these things, these people that like gaslit you for 10 years about being alone, and then they just pull the mask off all of a sudden. It's like, well, yeah, it's good. I want to expand the loneliness epidemic. And like, man, that's the part where I say something that, like what I said to this guy on X, because what else is there to say, dude? Like, I believe that we're headed towards some kind of a conflict with these people, okay? This is not something that's going to be debated logically and reasonably. Like, there are trash, dark triad, evil people who mock you because you're suffering. Like, you're dealing with loneliness, you're being made fun of for being lonely. You're being made fun of for struggling. Like, man, I had a struggle and a hard time. Ha ha ha, you had a struggle and a hard time. That means you're a bad person. Like, no, man. No, dude. And there's all kinds of, there's a whole market on it. Like, dude, you deserve to be alone. You deserve that. You buy my book, buy my DVD. You need to be better, dude. What I'm telling you on my channel, for the most part, is free. You can buy my book, Conversations with Milton, if you want. You can sign up for my Sketty Squad on Patreon and see some of my privated live streams. Some really good stuff in there, if you want. But I'm telling you, for free, dude, you don't need to self-improve. You don't need to grind. You don't need to work harder. You don't need to do shit, because you're not the problem. You're never the problem. You're never going to be the problem. These fucking people are a problem. They've always been a problem. Interestingly enough, the people explaining to you, like, you know, at first, like, how there's not a reason you should be alone, like, it's just all you. These people trying to tell you that you're the problem, they're actually the problem. And that's why it's just, it should make sense to you. There should be a kind of like, aha, like, all the people that you were trying to, I was like, man, I don't get it. Like, I'm trying, I'm doing this. Oh, you need to try more. You're trying wrong. And like, those are the people doing it to you. Those are the people that drove you away from society. Those people are the reason you're fucking alone. Because those people are fucking everywhere, dude. I feel like I grew up in a fucking, like, rat's nest of them, dude. I grew up in, like, a beehive of them. It's why I feel like I'm at least in the running to be an authority on this shit. Because I grew up in a really narcissistic place, and then I fucking went to somewhere kind of nice on the East Coast. And guess what? I think some of those people can compete with the people I grew up with. I think maybe, like, the crown for some of the nastiest people I ever met goes to people I met on the East Coast, dude. Like, they're fucking everywhere is the point. They're fucking everywhere. They're in cities. They're in small towns. They're liberal Democrats. They're right-wingers. It doesn't fucking matter. You better believe they're all races. They're men and women. And they're just fucking everywhere, dude. And of course people want to be like, oh, here's Stoic. He's not taking accountability. He's entitled. He feels like he's entitled. He's not taking accountability. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Work harder. Do the work. You don't deserve to be treated good. You don't deserve to have it acknowledged that you've had a hard time. You don't deserve empathy. You don't deserve feelings. It doesn't matter whether or not I deserve empathy, because you don't have any empathy to give. You are incapable of following the instructions that Christ demanded of humanity before he was put to death, and he conquered death because he's the living God. You are not capable of doing what he commanded you to do. You're not capable of listening to God. That's what I believe. That's what I believe. And I know we've had some weird twists and turns. Like, wait a second, don't you think Yahweh's an Anunnaki monster? And aren't you some weird Martinist, occultist LARPer now? And there's all kinds of people that think I'm not a Christian anymore. It's like, bro, I think Jesus was God, and he gave people instructions basically to forgive people and to be nice and to love people. And we are fucking surrounded by people who are fucking completely incapable of following those instructions. And I make mistakes all the time, but I continuously repent of my mistakes. I'm aware of my mistakes. I'm usually aware right after I make a mistake. Okay? And I'm able to forgive. But here's the problem with forgiveness, dude. And here's why there's so many people who are like, nah, man, Christianity's brainwashing to make you just, like, lay down and die and get dominated. When you're trying to forgive someone who's unrepentant and they have no goodness in them and they have no empathy and they have just, there's just nothing godly about them. I mean, I feel like Dragon Ball Z is the perfect fucking embodiment of this. Goku let Tien live in Dragon Ball. He let Piccolo live. He let Vegeta live. Vegeta was nasty. Vegeta almost tried to destroy the planet. He sees good in people. He sees who deserves to be forgiven. But Frieza, he was like, nah. And he tried. He tried to show mercy to Frieza. And he's like, you know what? I think sometimes there's somebody like you who's just completely fucking irredeemable. And it's my responsibility as the alpha dog to put you in your fucking place. Because there's no hope for you. Those people are fucking everywhere, you guys. And I'm not advocating for anything radical. I'm just saying, but what I am saying is that I'm kind of starting to see, okay, I think I have an idea of where this is going. Because these people are not going to change. They're not fucking capable of change. They cannot be reasoned with. And basically at this point, you should be having a lot of aha moments. It's like, oh, these people are why I'm alone. These people are why I'm miserable. They gaslit me for 10 fucking years. It's been basically proven beyond the shadow of a doubt that they were fucking wrong for the entire time. The entire time that these people poetically waxed about how there's no lonely people and you're just, and they tried to like act like it was all in your head. They were wrong the entire time. They were viciously gaslighting you the entire fucking time. And now that they're backed into a fucking corner, they're like, well, you deserve to be alone. Evolution. They're trash. There's just trash everywhere, blowing all over the place, dude. And then this is maybe where some people are like, well, as a Christian, you just got to fold your hands in your lap and pray and just let it go. And it's like, well, I don't know, man. Seems like the Knights Templar had a different solution. I'm not advocating for anything crazy. I've already said that. I'm not advocating for anything. I just give people information. Sometimes the truth seems radical. It's like, well, that can't be the truth, Stoic, because that would mean that something radical is going to happen if that's the truth. It's like, it's just the fucking truth, dude. These people are fucking liars. They're manipulators. They're evil. They don't care about you. They're literally making fun of you for just innocently suffering. Like, you're just been suffering. It's like, hey, I'm just alone and suffering. Oh, you deserve it. You're not entitled. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And it's to a point where like, I got the 865 blammy, and I'm pretty strong for my size. And honestly, dude, it's not really like big 250-pound bodybuilder moggers and MMA fighters who are doing this shit, dude. Like, these people, most of them, don't really have much of a place being aggressive with me. I'm not advocating for anything. I'm just saying, like sometimes it's like, hey, can you just like lower your tone when you're talking to me? Because you can't bench press your body weight for a single rep. And I can do a little bit more than my body weight for like 12 reps. So if you could just like lower your tone. You don't hit 600 on the punching machine, and I hit 865. If you could just lower your tone a little bit when you're talking to me, because I feel like you're like trying to get aggressive with me. Like you're really like talking down to me, and it's like, you want to have a little wrestling match? You want to have a little drum battle? You want to have a rap battle? Yo! Like, you just like, can we just like Ross and Friends, dude? Hey guys, you think you could, yeah. I'm not going to tell you where things are going. I'd like to think that you can kind of get an idea for yourself, guys. They were wrong. You were right. They didn't really admit that they were wrong. They just do what every normie does in a debate. They just start maliciously attacking you and insulting you after it's been like irrefutably proven that they were wrong the entire time. So what do you want to do with that information? I don't know, guys. And yeah, on some level, as a Christian, hold up, we still need the shades. We're not done yet. On some level, as a Christian, you have to just... Goku tried to show mercy to Frieza. He gave it a shot. He gave it a shot in a responsible way. But, you know, sometimes... it could be a mistake. I was just watching Batman Forever the other day, and, you know, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen this movie from 1995, Two-Face is hanging off the cliff, about to fall to his death. There's no escape for him, and he knows it. And it was like a hostage situation, and it was like, there's absolutely no reason that Robin should have tried to save him. And Two-Face is like, oh, we're two of a kind, boy, I'll see you in hell. And Robin's like, nah, I'd rather see you in jail. And he lifts him up, and as soon as he gets back up, Two-Face is like, oh, that was very noble of you. Stupid, but noble. And he holds a gun to his head. It's like, what the hell was that, dude? And Two-Face killed his parents. Two-Face killed his whole fucking family. And it's just like, I get what they were going for there. He was trying to flex some kind of, what he learned from Batman about justice. And then it's kind of revealed, like, ooh, in that situation, that was kind of a stupid thing to do. And I feel like something similar happened in Dexter that I don't really want to, like, spoil. But there's a balance, guys. It's not so black and white. And yeah, if you over black and white things, and you're like, well, I better just, like, do the good Christian thing, what a lot of people are finding is like, man, that just... And you got to pray about it and maybe apologize. This is what I do, okay? There's the world where it's like, bro, if I do the stereotypical Christian thing, like, oh, I love you, and I love you, and I love you, and I forgive you, and I forgive you, people are spitting on you and mocking you, and your life is pretty much like reliving the crucifixion, I just find, like, nah, I'm not going to do that. And what I do is I apologize to God. It's like, God, please help me understand, and I'm sorry, I can't roll over. Like, I have to stand up for myself. I've dealt with these people's abuse my entire life, and I can't anymore. I'm too much of a man. These people have no place, like, talking down to me. So, the best explanation I can come up with is, like, Christ was just pure, He was pure. And at the end of the day, it's like, okay, well, yeah, when you're God, like, you can sacrifice yourself, because afterwards you get to be God. But I will say, Jesus, theologically being fully human, fully God, he lived the full human experience. And it can be confusing if I try to go all the way into that. But on some level, as a human, he didn't feel like God. It really is confusing. It really is confusing. I don't know if that's theologically accurate. I'm just saying, like, to say it's like, well, yeah, of course Jesus will die and give everything because afterwards he just gets to be God again. And it's like, that opens up a very interesting train of thought. I feel like I have a lot of interesting theological trains of thought. Yeah. I don't know how to end this one, guys, because it's not over. This situation is not over. It's only just begun. But yeah, here we are, 2026, and we've kind of reached this new leg where you should be having a lot of aha moments. It's like, oh, I'm not alone because I'm the problem. I'm alone because I'm the solution. All of these people telling me that I'm the problem are the problem. Money doesn't mean shit. Having a bunch of narcissist friends doesn't mean shit. Like, oh yeah, narcissists are giving them money because they're narcissists. Narcissists hanging out with other narcissists. Narcissists having sex with other narcissists. That almost sounds like a song, dude. Narcissists having sex with narcissists. Dude, they're like a club. It's like a big club of shitty people. It's like, see, I'm a good person because this person thinks I'm a good person. And like, they're all bad people. They're just like in a big cult of bad people, dude. And it's all over the Bible. It's all over the Bible, dude. It's all over the Psalms. Like, I'm not even going to sit here and try to sound smart. Just read the fucking Bible. It's in there. Talk to Grok about it. Talk to AI. Be like, hey, Grok, like, can you point out verses throughout the entire Bible that, like, talk about the world being dominated by bad people and bad people thriving in the world? And there's a lot of people that think it sounds like Cope. But you know who think it sounds like Cope? The bad people that dominate the world. So there's no definite answer. There's no put a fork in it, it's done. Game over. Everything's explained. Like, this is just where we're at, guys. Like, this is fucking like the end of Fellowship of the Ring, basically. And I would say we're at the end of Fellowship of the Ring, and we're about to start the Two Towers. And anybody who's seen Two Towers, Lord of the Rings, or read the book, it's a big, huge, fucking giant battle the entire time, pretty much. It all builds up to this huge, epic fucking battle. I think it's safe to say, even though I think Return of the King is the best, the biggest single battle is in the Two Towers. And, we're at the end of the Fellowship of the Ring. Long movies. We still got a couple of hours. Maybe if we try to convert the hours to, maybe like 5-10 years. But it's coming, man. Like, these people cannot be reasoned with. They don't care about you. They're literally mocking you for being unhappy. They're your enemy. These people are your enemies. So you have to ask yourself, like, am I going to sit here and try to convince my enemy of something? Like, when you're at war, like, hey, Orc, can we just, like, work this out? Dude, Orc, like, logically, Orc, you just made a straw man fallacy. Or the Orc says you made a straw man fallacy. Like, dude, are you just going to argue? Like, arguing doesn't really serve much of a purpose at this point, you guys. You're either in the know or you're not. It's time to figure out who your allies are, man. It's time to figure out who your friends are. It's time to figure out who fucking Sam and Frodo and Gandalf and who all your buddies are, dude, and who the orcs are. And you probably already know. The time to debate is over, guys. God bless you, and I will see you for the next one. Peace out.